Okay, so the last lesson, 5.5, was double angle identities. Today is 5.5. This video is 5.5 half angle identities. Woo, okay. So here's our half angle identities. They're found on your formula identity page, top left right hand corner. Okay. What these are going to allow us to do is, well, you'll see. It'll be a surprise. Okay. On your assignment is one similar to my example one, where we're going to find the exact value of the trigonometric identities. The first thing we have is they give us a triangle. Don't worry about the unit circle on this one. They give us a triangle. We're just going to find the ratios if we took theta and we halved it. Okay. So first thing we need to do is find this missing side length. Luckily that's a Pythagorean triple, or you could do 24 squared plus 7 squared and square root that, and we'd get 25. Okay, so if you notice in all of these identities we use cosine. Alright, so really I just need to what cosine theta equals. Well, cosine is adjacent over hypotenuse, so 7 is our adjacent, 25 is our hypotenuse, 7/25. Okay, so for sine, we're going to say sine of theta halves equals the square root. Plus or minus, this will come in when we worry about location. Okay, double angles we didn't need to worry about if it's positive or negative. Sine half angles we need to worry about location. So I'm just going to make this a note to check location. Location of your solution. Okay, that's not going to happen in example 1, but it will happen in example 2. So, sorry, we have 1 minus 7/25 divided by 2. Okay, there's a few different things you can do. Sorry, I got really close to the mic there. There are shortcuts and then there's non-shortcuts. I will show you the non-shortcut for this one to start with. So if we were looking at this is the square root of 25/25 minus 7/25/2. So that's the square root of 25 minus 7. So 18/25/2. Which is the same thing as 18/25 divided by 2, which is the same thing as 18/25 times 2, 1/2, sorry, flip it, which gives us 18/50, which is the square root of 18 over the square root of 50. 50 is 5 times 10 and 5 times 2, so that's 5 square root 2. 18 is 9 times 2, 3 and 3, so 3 square root 2. And then square root 2 over square root 2 gives us 3 times 2 is 6, 5 times 2 is 10, which gives us 3/5. Okay, as I said, I'm going to show you two different ways. This is the dealing with fractions the way we've always dealt with them, getting a common denominator, adding them together to a single fraction, taking that fraction, keep, change, flip, then simplify. Okay. Another way we can do this, and I'm going to grab a different color for this, is right here at the very beginning. What that fraction is what makes it difficult. So I'm going to take this whole thing and times it by 25/25. So that would give me 25 minus 7/50, which would give us 18/50. Okay, so you see how that just kind of made it a little bit faster. You don't have to do it that way if you're like going, oh, that doesn't make sense. Don't worry about it. Do it the other way. And when I say long way, it's long only because it takes more steps, but it's not any less or more correct than the shortcut way. Okay, so we got cosine of theta halves is 3/5. Okay, let's do cosine. So cosine is going to be plus or minus the square root of 1 plus 7/25 over 2. So I'm going to use my shortcut method. I'm going to times this by 25 over 25. So I'm timesing the top fraction, the numerator by 25, and the denominator by 25. 1 times 25 is 25. Plus 7/25 times 25 is 7. Over 2 times 25 is 50. 25 plus 7 is 32. So 32 over the square root of 50. Square root of 50 we know is 5 square root 2. 32 is what? 2 times 14, 2 times 16. Square root of 16 is 4, so 4 square root 2. Square root 2 over square root 2. 4 times 2 is 8/10, which simplifies to 4/5. So cosine is 4/5. Okay, see how much nicer that was? Or maybe it's just me, I'm like done versus done. Okay, again, up to you on how you want to do this. Okay, tangent, sorry. Tangent is, I'm going to write up here since I have space, 1 minus 7 over 25 over 1 plus 7 over 25. And this is kind of interesting. We know tangent is sine over cosine. And look, that's sine over cosine. 1 minus cosine, 1 plus cosine. Just no 2. Okay, I'm going to do 25 over 25. So I'd get the square root of 25 minus 7 over 25 plus 7. And we know that is 18 over 50. And we know the square root of 18 already is 3 square root 2. We know the square root of, that's not 50. What was I doing? That's 32, sorry. And we know the square root of 32 already is 4 square root 2. And how many of you are like, why is she rationalizing the denominator? Can't we just, oh, you can't see that. Can't we just cross off the square root 2's? Well, if that's what you were thinking, you are absolutely correct. I don't know why I was making it more work for myself. Maybe I just felt like making it more work. I don't know, but I did. So my answer for tangent is 3/4. Okay, so that's how we are using the half angle identity. So that's like your first problem. And then your next video will have ones to the rest of your problems. So stay tuned.